KwaZulu-Natal in northeastern South Africa is a rural province. Farming is one of the few ways to make a living, so land ownership is a very personal issue.
The land claim was a bit dramatic to us. We bought this farm 6 years ago, and all of a sudden people arrive here saying this land is under claim and we're going to take this farm, or most of it.
The Gumbi people was here long ago.
Whites removed all the people, and now I'm the only one left. Our people are scattered all over the country. Some of us are in Swaziland, and others are even further away.
White farmers and the government currently own almost 90% of the country's land because black people were prevented from owning land under apartheid. But the government is now assisting black people to claim back land which they were forcibly removed from in the past. The government is aiming to transfer 30% of commercial farmland to black people by 2015. Charles Senegal and his wife Elise own one of the biggest sugar plantations in the world and run a game reserve. It's a family business with all 4 of their children working on the land.
The land claim is not only against my land, it's against my neighbors as well. It's of my farm, they'll take about 5,500 hectares, which is 1/4 of my farm. The Gumbi land claim is a very ambitious one. We had some research done on it, and I am not convinced that they really lived on this land for so many years. The research was showing that they were a nomadic tribe, so moving from one farm to the other, and they never had a permanent residence.
It was Gumbi people claiming their land because historically belonged to the Gumbi people. So when the government opened the chance that those who were removed from their land, they can put the application to claim that land officially.
We need land for cultivation, cattle, and business. All things that are needed by the community.
I don't really think it's unfair, but if they were moved off, they really are entitled to get some land.
Poverty means people like the Gumbis could never afford to buy their own land. They are relying on the financial assistance of the government.
Whatever must happen. But I think it will be very fair. The government will treat us fair in whatever they give the Gumbis.
We'll be happy if we can get our land back, because we swear we are going to see ourselves being a citizen of South Africa.
Yes, if the the claim is successful, I will certainly sacrifice a lot of land, but I'll also be compensated with a lot of money. It will put Senegal farming into a huge comfort zone, and one of my ambitions is to buy a big boat, 100-footer, and then go around the world.
My children will still have a big future. There will be enough for them to live off.
The land reform programs were introduced to help people claim back land and give others the chance to buy their own slice of South Africa. There are also new land tenure laws to protect farm workers from being evicted from their homes should they fall out with the farm owner. But the land reform programs were also intended to prevent the lawless grabbing of land and property. Yet some have already taken the law into their own hands, impatient at government's slow progress. There is a palpable fear of attack amongst the farming community. One of Charles's neighboring farmers, Gerdus Diedrichs, has been the victim of an attack.
My parents were attacked in 92. My mother was killed. My father was chopped in pieces. You've got to look after yourself in South Africa today. You've got to get your own people to look after your property. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're on a farm, whether you're in town. The police just can't stand up to the situation. A lot of our policemen are also part of the crime situations and have been arrested. And, that is of concern to not just the farmers, to the whole nation.
Farm attacks have been carried out not only by South Africans but also by foreigners who have taken advantage of remote farms on the northern border. Some farmers have joined farm watchers, which patrol boundaries and radio if there is any sign of trouble.
Wherever we go, we make sure that you are well protected, you are armed and all that type of thing. It sounds harsh, but wherever you go, you've got to look after yourself.
Local MP Jeffrey Villani knows poverty is at the root of many of the farm attacks and invasions.
Empty stomach does not know the law. It is unacceptable to us and to our government for any community just to do the unlawful occupation of the land.
Charles recently saw Mr. Villani act when his farm was invaded.
I went to my member of parliament and discussed it with him. He investigated it and said to me, yes, you do have a land invasion. And this is my constituency. I'm not allowing it. So if you don't act, I am acting. So we acted in a joint venture. And this man was evicted off my farm within a week.